You are on the rant couch where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one's for Dan, who says, "Hello, please rant about the game My Lovely Daughter. If you don't know it or don't have much to say, rant about morality games in general." So I looked up My Lovely Daughter, which does seem like an interesting game, though going by the reviews, not one I'd probably enjoy all that much. It's a sim game, a raising sim, in which you are a dad whose daughter died, I guess, in some kind of alchemy accident. You're an alchemist, and you're trying to create homunculi versions of your daughter that you will then kill in order to keep progressing towards resurrecting your actual daughter. And so the morality question of the game is sort of, you have to kill your daughters in the effort to bring back your real one. I mean, it's pretty obvious, where that's going to go. I guess morality games. I mean, I don't know if I don't know if like this game even gives you the option to not kill the homunculus daughters. Like, what is your goal meant to be? Is it really asking you a question of morality if the only way you can beat the game is through these parameters that, like, I mean, what's the alternative? Quit? Stop playing? If you don't want to commit the act in this fictional video game, you know, um, I guess it's a story about morals, but like the morals are obviously bad. Like the point is that the guy is not a good guy. He's killing other living creatures to save his daughter. He is selfish in regards to who he considers worthwhile, which is true of plenty of heroes in stories who are willing to kill other people to protect the people they care about. Um, and justify it through whatever means they have at hand. But yeah, plenty of games ask questions about morals. When I think like morality game, I think more of a game that asks you to make moral decisions. And even in those cases, I've never found it particularly interesting because I will always make the same choice. Like, I'm not the type of person who is really fascinated by playing through a game multiple times and seeing how like making different decisions will change things. I will pretty much always take the most like amicable route possible. When I played through the Mass Effect games, I always chose Paragon, not Renegade, because it seemed like the rational thing to progress the story normally. It's like you can either play this game where your character makes perfect sense as like the the character in the position that they are in, which is the Paragon. Or you can play as a renegade where your personality makes no sense for the position you're in. You clearly should not have the powers you do. And it's sort of as though the game is written around having that all kind of work out, having it be that like even if you are the renegade route, like your manner of justice nonetheless succeeds in getting closer to what your goals. But I don't know how true that would be in reality. It just kind of feels like they're forcing this character to be able to exist in the story, even though the Paragon choices are always the ones that make the most sense. And are always the ones that are obvious go tos, with rare exception. Maybe the medium choice. Maybe the Paragon's a little too getting walked all over. But like rarely is it like that. It's more like being rational versus being an asshole. So that's not as interesting to me, or something like Undertale. I would definitely consider that to be a morality game, in that it's sort of introducing to you the idea that there is always a choice to not kill anybody, but it's kind of like once you know that, that's it. Like from a moral standpoint, I mean, for me playing the game, I went into it knowing I didn't have to kill anybody, so I didn't. I just played the whole game pacifist because that's obviously what the game is basically telling you to do. It's telling you this is the way to the good ending. This is the way to, nobody has to die. Like it says that nobody has to die on the game. It's like, cool. If nobody has to die, then obviously the goal is don't kill anybody. There's of course a whole morality system that comes into play if you play as a what's the other? I don't remember the genocide run. If you kill everything, I mean, you get different results depending on every different way you play it, and the game is always questioning the morality of your decision to save scum. But the real moral question asked in the end is about like your desire to, see every possible outcome leading to you deliberately leaving the game in a worse state, and progressing the narrative to a point where it is irreparably damaged. You can never have the perfect relationship with all these people again. You can never have a perfect world, perfect ending. And I think it's really interesting that the game decided to go through with making that. But again, I didn't play that route. I heard it was hard. I don't want to go around killing everybody. Why would I do that? That sounds like a pain in the ass for no reason, other than you want to see everything, which I don't care about. So, yeah, I don't know. Morality in games, not the most interesting thing about them to me. I mean, it's cool that they can do it. It's cool that games can explore moral questions and decisions, but I'm not that interested in those because I guess just I'm so stalwart in my own morality. Like even when I play video games, like obviously if I'm playing a video game where the objective is shoot everyone in the room, I will do that and have a good time. Um, if there's an alternate choice that's just as interesting, then why do that when you could take the alternate choice? Unless it's just a boring way of playing, like the best way I think to incorporate morality into a game is to give the player like equally fun options of sparing or killing the enemy and then seeing what decisions they decide to make. Again, it's all in a virtual space, so a lot of people are going to make the other decision just because they're like, well, this doesn't represent me. It's just a video game. I just want to know all the different things that are possible in the game. But for me as a player, I tend to make the same decisions every time I play. I tend to continually make the decisions that reflect my personality no matter what. So I guess that's why it's not as interesting to me.